What's up, YouTube? It's your girl, Kiara. This is what's up, y'all. So today, as you can tell, we doing some stitch braids today. This is my client, Miss Anna. Miss Anna was one of my teachers. Well, not my teachers, but one of my daughter's teachers at her daycare, and we just kind of grew a kind of friendship. I also do her daughter's hair, Autumn J, and Miss Anna usually only gets like 2 braids, but we stepping out of the box today, and we gonna do her some stitch braids. She told me to do them however I wanted to do them, so that's what we gonna do. But I'm just gonna talk to y'all briefly, just a little bit, because as you could tell, I've been posting just a little bit extra. So I'm gonna be posting a little bit more. Well, actually, a lot more. I'm gonna be doing tutorials on how to do certain styles. I'm gonna do hair. I'm gonna do vlogs with my family. And I'm also going to do. I am going to be starting cosmetology school pretty soon. So when I start cosmetology school, I am going to vlog my whole experience of cosmetology school, the things I like, the things I don't like. And that's coming up in the next month or so. And I'm so excited to start cosmetology school. It's going to be a vibe. Definitely a vibe. But yeah, so with these stitch braids, I feel like you always have to start with your middle part. And you always got to make a middle part because you want everything on the outsides not on the outsides, but everything on the sides of the head to be equal to the middle. So we're going to do 6 stitch braids today. And we're going to, whenever you do stitch braids, you always have to part your actual part for your stitch braid down the middle, if that makes sense. So what I'm doing right now is, you see I parted the really big part, and then I'm parting a small part, because with your stitch braids you want a even stitch on both sides. So I parted both of those down the side. You see me kind of keeping them separate but also keeping them together. We comb that out, and then you start braiding. If you see her head starts to float down a little bit, she fell asleep on me. In a couple of minutes or so, you're gonna see her head just fly. I mean, it almost fell off her shoulders. That's how bad she was sleeping. But she had a long day at work. She always with her kids, so I don't even be caring about the sleeping. You want to go to sleep, girl, go to sleep. You need a nap, you need a rest, you need a break from your kids. Take your little nap. But excuse me, sorry, but you see her head drifting. Look, whoop. But we just gonna let this video play back out. I'm gonna hit y'all back up periodically, just to tell y'all what I'm doing, get y'all some tips and tricks. Those things that I have on my pinkies, I ordered those off Amazon. I saw it on, look, do you see that head? She woke up, her phone and fell out her lap, everything. But what I usually do is I part on the side. No, those things that I got from Amazon. That's what I'm talking about. I ordered them off Amazon, and I saw them on Instagram, and I was like, oh, those would come in handy, because before I started using these, I was using a comb, and combs take forever. You have to pick the comb up, and then you got to put the comb back down, and then you got to pick the comb up again for the other side and put it back down. It just took too much time, and stitch braids are already very tedious, so any extra time can make 6 stitch braids turn into 3 hours, which it shouldn't take you 3 hours to do 6 stitch braids. So when I invested in those things, I literally fell in love with them. They are also adjustable too. The ones that I ordered, I made sure I ordered adjustable ones, because my pinkies are so tiny. Like, I literally, as you could tell, I have a tiny wrist and I have tiny fingers, so I needed something that was going to be adjustable so I can grip those things and I can squeeze it around my pinky as tight as I can. If y'all wondering why her hair is just so like I added so much product, is because whenever you're doing stitch braids, you have to add a bunch of freaking product, like a bunch of product to get you that nice slick look that you need. Sometimes you even have to put heat to their hair in order to get the perfect stitch, which I should have put a little bit more heat to her hair, but it worked out just fine. I put the product on it and it slicked up real nice. So I'm gonna let this video just play out, and y'all comment down below. Let me know if y'all got any questions. Like, comment, and subscribe. I'm also gonna put my booking link in the description, so if you want to book with me, I'm located in Grand Rapids, Michigan. For anybody or if you coming in town for a weekend and you need some braids, hit a girl up. Yeah, let's play this on out for y'all so y'all can see the ending result. So for me, whenever doing my stitch braids, I found out that it works better for me to work my way from the top of the head to the outsides, because that's how I make sure I keep everything straight and make sure I keep the braids even. So we part down, make our first braid at the top, and then keep working our ways on the outside. But whenever I'm doing braids, I'm like very, very, very particular about my parts. I don't know why. I think it's a thing that my mom started, but I'm very, very, very particular about my parts. So in order for me to make sure I got that nice clean part, I put product on my part, and I literally part my part and I separate it to really, really, really define that part, so I can make sure that everything is just even and smooth sailing all the way through. You don't want to see no zigzag part. You want to see a nice clean part. So I pin these up, I twist that, get that out of my way, and then I just jam pack that down with product so you can get your stitching on, honey. Yes, pack it on down. Sometimes people use a lot more than me, which the more product, the better it slicks, to be honest. Sometimes when doing stitch braids, I would say I use my whole jar. Depending on how thick the hair is, depending on how long the hair is. But you want to use product. Yeah, you have to spend your money on product, but you're gonna have to get product regardless, so why not use it? You want to make sure that everything is just nice and slick. And like y'all just saw my Shining Gem, I just threw my Shining Gem away because I needed to open up another one. But the product that I use is the African Pride Braid Lock and Twist. I put that brown stuff, as you can see in the corner, I put that stuff down on the hair first, and then I put Shine and Jam over it to lock in that hold. Shine and Jam just gives it that kind of shine, that what am I trying to say? It gives you that like it feel like Shine and Gem also conditions the hair as well. But what I'm doing right there is I'm slicking down them edges with my edge booster, and because we gotta make sure the edges is nice and slick, Tonty. Yes, slick them edges. But anyway, so like I'm still making sure all my parts is straight. I'm so particular about my parts. It makes no sense. But with my stitch braids, you see I parted it down the middle so that when I get ready to get my stitch on, my stitches on both sides are even. You don't want no stitch braid that's floating to the side or going down to the other side. You want it to be as even as possible. So for me, I part it right down the middle. I still do my same method. I part it. I make sure that is nice and straight. Define that part. Clean it up. And then get your stitch on. With stitch braids though, I don't part all the way down, because once you get to a certain point at your stitch braids, you can't stitch anymore because it's too skinny and your braid gets fatter. So after that point, you just keep braiding it down like a normal. A normal stitch braid. All right, y'all. So whenever I finish my stitch braids, I always spray it down with some hairspray just to keep everything intact. I also use the edge control, the edge booster, and then I also spray the hairspray on top of the edge booster as well. And then I wrap it up with a tissue wrap because I feel like the two products that I use to mix to lay the edges down, it just lasts. And I mean, when I tell you it lasts 24 hours, like, your edges will last 24 hours. They won't move. They won't go nowhere. You could go to sleep. As long as you wrap it up at night, you can go to sleep and you can wake up and your edges still be there. So I always spray everything down with that hairspray. As you've seen, I just put the tissue wrap on top of her edges, and I'm still spraying that hair so they can really, really stay intact. That, what I have in my hand, is just some hair glosser. I really only use hair glosser to make my pictures look shiny, to be honest. To make my everything just look nice and shiny when you get ready to take a picture. But I just blow dry it just a very, very little bit, and then I let that sit on there for like 2 to 3 minutes, and then I peel it right on off. And when you see these edges, they ain't going nowhere. They haven't moved. Like, they really not going nowhere. Sometimes I go over them again and I put just a little bit of edge control on it. But it doesn't happen often. Once you spray it and take that tissue wrap off, you good. But we gonna do us a little 360. But y'all like, y'all comment, y'all subscribe. Y'all tell me what y'all want to see next. There's more videos, there's more vlogs, there's more just everything coming up.